Okay, in front of you is the Radioddity or Radioddity. How do you say it? Radioddity? I reckon I'm going to go Radioddity. I don't know. QT60 10 meter radio. So, I've had this sitting here for a little while and have not had a chance, due to a few hospital visits, to do what I meant to do. So let's unbox. This is literally the first time I'm unboxing, although having trouble working out how it opens. Jeez, there we go. My goodness. And what does it say here? Upside down. Made in China. China. Okay, well, all right. Made in China. All right. Why is the box still not opening? Oh, geez, because I'm just trying to do things one-handed. All right, let's have a look. So, what do we got here? Box won't stay open. Let's just worry about it a second. Right, comes a nice looking book, actually. I'm glad when people take the time to actually do a nice little booklet that's, it's not in sort of Chinese. It's all in English. Although it's sort of English. Installation with a few L's. Someone should have run spell checker over it, but hey. It comes with microphone bracket, microphone hanger, non-slip mat, righto. Fuses, self-tapping screws, etc, etc. So really the manual is just, a quick look at what it comes with, explaining just in case you weren't sure what a fuse holder was all about. But here's the important bit. Getting acquainted and all the different setups, etc, etc. And just using a very typical 3-pin plug that they use on most of the Uniden CBs and various ones. Up, down on the channel connector. Using a little telephone connector type style thing. Not always a big fan of that, to be honest. But anyway, it is what it is. Some nice looks at the display and what everything means on that display, and there's a fair bit going on with one of these radios. This radio actually does a lot more than people would probably think. A lot of people think, buy one of these, convert it to CB radio, and you have a few extra watts on CB radio, and I get it. But for the amateur side of it, which I'm sort of reviewing more the amateur side to some extent, just having a look at what it can do. It's actually this I'm interested in, the 28 to 29.7. Now, obviously, that A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I is meant for more for the fact that when you start splitting it up from, say, 24 megs through to 29 megs, 29.7, it gives you some even gaps, etc, etc. So it looks like we've got CDCSS on board, so hey, that's handy for 10 meter FM repeaters. And I think most people like the idea that that it is. Where am I going to find that? I might have actually. Sorry, gone past it. There we go. Most people are going to like the fact of the 60 watts output on AM, 60 watts sideband, 50 watts on FM. We're going to have a look at that, see if it really does that. I'm sure it does. They say it here, but it looks certainly interesting. All right, well, let me get set up. It's been a nice intro to say, well, there's a boxed radio, but look, I don't mind showing you because the way that it's all set up and boxed and sent to your door, it's reasonably well done as far as it's, they've protected the front of the radio up here. They've got, this is, I think that's the front. Hang on, let's find out if it is. So they've got the front. Yeah, they sure have. Up the front here, so that's nice. It's just giving you a lot of protection in transit, which is, happy days. Nice big heat sink on the back. So if you were looking to use this as a modified CB radio, that is going to be some chunky output for sure. I'm actually starting to think maybe they do everything of their 60 watts. All right, let me just turn this off for a second, get this all sorted. Okay, so I thought I'd just set it up with its bracket and have a bit of a look at just, how it sits on a bench and what it looks like. And it's on the surface, actually, I like the layout. They've done some very nice things here. there's a lot that's right in front of you that you don't need to go, 6 menus deep to find. I think really, really clever. Let's turn it on. Okay, that'll keep you awake. That's okay. So that little startup routine starts up on 29.6, and for me, I'm a big FM guy. Love using 29.6. Love chasing repeaters. Love, through that area from 610 to 690. All over the world, and being able to set up tones, etc., etc. And because of this, look, it does have tone scorch all ready to go. Certainly doesn't look like it's too silly at all. Let's just have a look at some basics to start with. Now, RF power, I've got that there up full. Yep, just want to make sure. So RF power is the outside control there. I'd be expecting to see, from what they're saying, 50 watts. Now, with all these sort of tests, please give or take 1 or 2 watts, because you don't know that my analyzer's calibrated correctly. Half the time I don't, and I mean that we know that they're pretty close. But if a radio comes in at 52 watts or 48 watts, look, please don't take that as an indicator the radio's not doing what it should. Anyway, manual says 50 watts on FM, so let's just see what we're getting. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 47.2 watts. Very acceptable. Once again, I could run my bird meter in line with this, and 9 times out of 10, it could be that the bird meter comes back and says, 49.3, or don't worry about the little, the fact that it's getting, really nice power output there. Even the meter here agrees pretty much where it should be. And we haven't tuned. This has still got its tag on the side, so it's not been interfered with in any way, shape or form. So that's working quite well. Certainly nice to see that happening on 29.6, because 50 watts is either, it's a nice power output, but it's also a nice drive to put into an amplifier. All right, so AM, they're talking 60 watts on AM. It's sort of interesting they've changed the level AM, but that's okay. All right, that's a bit interesting. So why would that be happening? Let me have a quick check of something. Just make sure it's not my end. Okay, so yeah, interesting. AM on 29.6 is registering a whole total of about 16 watts. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 15, 16 watts. 1, 2. Now I know for a fact my meter's not out that far. Now this from the factory to me suggests that because I'm seeing 50 watts on FM, and let me check what I'm seeing on sideband. I bet you I'm seeing 50 to 60 watt sideband. And let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello. All right. So we know we're getting our sideband power. I think the AM carrier, AM carrier on this has not been set correctly. We might pull the lid and have a look at that after. But I don't think that's a fault in the radio at all. I just think that the fact they've got FM so much on the ball, and then I can even see on the meter here, see how I'm only seeing under 20 watts here. Hello. Now interesting. Now hang on. Hello. Now that's interesting. One hello. But have a look on my AM here. On here. Hello. 1, 2. Suspicious. All right. I'm very keen to see what's going on there. That might be the subject of another video, otherwise this video will be a very long video. All right, not worried about that, to be honest, because I don't think it's an issue. I think it's just something's either not set correctly from the factory, which is a very easy thing to change. Very impressed with its sideband output. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello. Yep, now that's working beautifully. All right, let's go back to FM for a minute, and let's just see what these things do. This is what I'm really interested in how well does this thing receive, in the real world. And let's just put back up into there and generate. Oh, okay, look at that, straight away broke the squelch beautifully. That is nice. No. Okay, that has got a really nice hot receiver. That's actually one of the clearer I'm going to just turn my volume down here so you're not hearing the generator there. I want you just to hear the generator here. Man, that's a hot receiver. That is one of the better. We've done a lot of 10 meter FM sets here, and they're normally a little bit noisy at 0.5. Now remember, I'm only at 0.5 microvolt, minus 113 dBm, and that is as noise-free gets. That is better than noise-free. That is actually, I want to go back a bit. Now, let me just see if I can break the squelch. Oh, no, it's not going to let me do that there. Hang on, if I go back to here, just want to see where it's hysteresis. Now, I'm really cutting it fine here. Even though it's squelched out here, I'm still seeing signal meter reading at 0.42, and now I think this thing's got a very, very hot receiver in it, actually. Let me bring that up to 0.5 again. And it's breaking the squelch at 0.5 beautifully. I've got to be very honest, most radios, they've obviously got a set squelch on this. I haven't looked at the manual just yet about where the squelch settings are. Sorry, no they don't. Here it is. So the squelch is here. Right. So really, yeah, it's interesting. I'm squelched there. I just want to see where that squelch cuts in. So when it actually loses the sound, it is actually losing the signal. So that's happening at about 115, minus 115 dBm, 0.3 closer to 0.4 of a microvolt. But boy, once it hits that 0.5, it is incredibly good. Jeez, I'll tell you what, this is your perfect mobile. Look, whether you're using it for CB or for, like me, on 10FM, this thing will be the thing that's going to have ears like you wouldn't believe. No, this actually, that's impressive. And I know that, a lot of people want me to review this as more of a CB radio, but at the moment, we may do that, we'll see. But for the moment, I just want to see how well it goes on FM and sideband. Now, let's have a little look at... no, it's going to take us a million years. Let's have a look here. So this is how you can move the change of frequency. So obviously you can move a lot faster. I think we'll be turning that beep off. So basically, if I want to go 490, then I can just go like that. And then I'm on to 490 like so. So 28490, let's go to sideband. And let's just change our setting here and have a bit of a quick look. 28490. All right. Well, it's hearing it beautifully there straight away. On sideband. 0.5 a microvolt. This thing's super hot. Okay, so look, from an amateur radio perspective, I know some of you want to know what you can do on CB. I might do that as a separate video, otherwise we're going to run too long. But let's just see power output on sideband. Hello. Okay, look, don't mind that meter reading too much. Once again, it's not PP on the Motorola there. Hello. It's doing its 50 to 60 watts quite nicely. Look, a little bit, this is a bit what's happening with China. The mics don't tend to be as impressive as you'd like them to be. I won't speak to it too much. Look, it sits in the hand okay. Well, sort of. Yeah, no, that's okay. It does have, up and down for etc. But just looking at the way it's responding at the moment, I think maybe opening up these holes, etc., maybe the idea. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Hello. Yeah, as you can see, like it got up to about 46 watts on my monitor there, on a non-PEP monitor. So yeah, it's 60 watts. So no problem with that. Not an issue, and it seems to be doing that beautifully. This is a very nice radio. I would use this on 29 and 28 megs every day of the week and be very, very happy with the fact that I've got a great amount of power to drive an amplifier into my 400 watts easily, no question at all. I've got a great amount of power if I'm not running the amplifier because I've got 50, 60 watts, that's consistent and working well. I've got probably the more important thing, I've got a receiver that can hear, and it is really, really good. Now, obviously there are features that Roger Beep, was that on at the time? Hang on. Oh, hang on, I've probably got to turn, no, hang on. Roger Beep. Oh, I need to read the manual. Look, to be fair to these manufacturers, I need to actually pull the manual out and beep off. Oh, that's the... Oh, there you go. We got rid of the beep. The one that when you go up and down... Right, there's the beep gone. So to do that, hold that button in for a second, get rid of the sound. Now, so Roger Beep to turn... No, I've got to just sort of check that because I'm not doing that right. But I was just going to try and turn the Roger Beep on, but I'm definitely not doing it right. So my apologies. We'll get into some of the other features in another video, but my main purpose was to say, is this radio a decent transmitter and a decent receiver? Yeah, it is. It is. We probably will do a video too where we will go into... I might actually modify it. Just I know all of you want me to have a look at it. Look, I just the only thing I'd say to that is that it's not my first preference. But anyway, look, I might just run an antenna lead. I just want to have a listen. Okay, I've just got an antenna into this thing, and I just want to see if anyone's possibly listening. VK3 Charlie Mike testing on 28490. VK3 Charlie Mike on 28490 testing a Radioddity, Oddity, radio something QT60. Someone wants to tell me in the page, on the page, how do you pronounce that? I think Radioddity. VK3 Charlie Mike on 28490. Just doing a quick video as well. Anybody listening at the moment? Well, that was a lot of rambling on 28490 to get nothing, I think. Sounds like it's a little bit quiet. Let me just go to 1kc spacing. So we'll go back there. Oh, no, I'm going to get it in a minute. Sorry, it's the user, it's not the radio. There we go. Let's just see if there's anything on 10 meters at the moment. No, band's a bit dead. Oh, thought I heard something for a second. So back to 475 for a second. Oh, I'm hearing things. This is VK3 Charlie Mike testing. VK3 Charlie Mike testing on 28490 upper sideband. Anybody listening at all, please? Sometimes we'll get some of the guys in WA just pop up. I've been mobile a lot lately on 28490, and I've been talking to WA more than talking to Victoria. Being very good. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the response we'd like right now. Now, let's see. Non-modified. So we go like this. This should... Yeah, so it's only going to let me go 28 and to 29 megs at the moment. So you can certainly, flex your muscles all the way through there, but that's definitely it. All right. So let's just go back. Go back 28, sorry. Sort of wish I could go backwards on this because you sort of have to rotate yourself through a bit, but that's minor. Still reasonably fast, actually. VK3 Charlie Mike testing on 28490. VK3 Charlie Mike testing 28490. Test. I wish there was a little bit more to show you on the DX side of things, but we'll get to that. What we'll do is I think we will open this up for a bit of fun, and we'll show you in the next video just some other features. We haven't really got into the Roger Beeps and the dual watch and all the different sort of things they do here. Trying to remember, I think they even had echo, didn't they? I can't remember. Maybe not on this one, but we'll just I'll spend a bit of time reading the manual and just having a bit of a play. But got to be honest, as a 10-meter radio, I'm impressed. Mainly that receiver is impressing the hell out of me. I like the fact it's 50, 60 watts. I love that. These radios, guys, they're not expensive. They're like $300, sort of. Yeah, I mean, talk to me in the comments file what you think about that. But I don't know. I don't think that's too much. Yeah, we'll announce what we're going to be doing with this one in time, but we'll just get in and just do a little bit more testing. I need to familiarise myself with a bit. This you're sort of really watching it. This is a true box opening in the fact that, vaguely read the manual, quickly fired it up, put it into some test equipment, have a bit of a look. And is there anything immediately that makes me think, no, don't want this radio? No, not at all. No, this is good. This is very good. A friend of mine, Perrin, VK3PT, he said to me, expect to be really, reasonably impressed. And I thought, oh, mate, it's another Chinese bloody radio. Perrin, you in? I like it. I actually think it's very nice. So, yeah, well done. All right, to Radioddity, that's great. I'm not sure what the differences are. I know we've had this discussion on Facebook about, what's the difference between the Anytone, the Radioddity, and look, we may find out very little. I'll ask for comment from Radioddity at some stage. I don't think it matters. I mean, I made a lot of money in my life in branding, and Radioddity are doing very similar, maybe with some products. And as somebody that's rebranded a few products in my lifetime, and still got revenue coming in from them, just don't knock people for being smart. They're using the brand they've got, and Radioddity has been a brand that has grown. Radioddity, Radioddity. Mate of mine, Frank's a dealer for them here in Australia, VK2 BFC, and he first introduced me to them. Actually, he's done a lot of DMR work with those guys, and really impressive stuff. So, I really want to say my reasoning for wanting to look at one of these radios was I was very impressed with their DMR gear, and I thought, oh, I wonder what they're up to here. And then I got slammed on Facebook because everyone said, oh, you're an idiot. It's an Anytone. You're an idiot. Don't buy it. It's an Anytone. And I'm thinking, guys, I haven't had an Anytone of the N2 Anytone. So whether I bought one of those or one of these, whether you're right or wrong, it doesn't matter. I haven't seen one. I wanted to see one. So, and anybody comes to me and says, you can buy it from me, $19 cheaper, you don't know me very well. I will always be trying to make relationships with the company I'm dealing with. And just so you know, Radioddity didn't charge me a cent for this in the end. They refused to take any money for it. They wanted me to review it, and they wanted me to review it openly and honestly. So please be, aware that this company wasn't scared to not only give me a radio. This is mine. It's free. Lovely. I really appreciate it. But I warned them. I said, look, I'll be honest though. If I don't like it, if I get the receiver and I think it's terrible, you're going to hear about it. You might regret giving me this radio, but I don't think they're going to regret anything. I think they've got a really, really good thing happening here. And look, I'll talk to Perrin a little bit about the Anytone Radioddity situation, because look, to be honest, he's got both, and I wouldn't mind having a word with him just to sort of clarify maybe on the next video that we do with this. Expect the next one to be a lot more extensive on going into controls, bits and pieces. This has just been a Sunday night quick play. I had to go take my wife down to the bus today, and I've been busy with customers all day. I just wanted something to relax and say, oh boy, I'm worn out, and this has done it. I'm impressed. So thank you, Radioddity, and to all the team there. Really appreciate your support and what you've been doing, and I think you stand behind your products. It's certainly a really nice finished product that I'm looking at here. So please let me get into the next video on it. Look, the next video, just to be very clear, will be on dummy load. I can't put it on antenna. There's some ACMA rulings that unfortunately are a problem for me here, and I have got an official warning from ACMA, so please don't think that that I'm being over the top. They definitely were serious. So look, I will have to do all that testing and show you what's going on dummy load, and I will not be suggesting you convert it to 27 megs. I will be showing you how it goes down to 24 megs to the next amateur band. Sounds like a technicality, well, it bloody is. But the truth is, at the moment, I wouldn't modify this. I love it as it is because I'm an amateur through and through who enjoys, chasing FM signals on 29 megs and calling CQ on 28,490. Everyone's different. All right, thanks very much. Big thanks to Radioddity, and sorry I make fun of your name. Look, in Australia, it's like how you guys pronounce Coke and how we pronounce Coke. Like, we can't order a Coke in the US without having to change your accent because no one understands it. So please, you'll get it. And it's, yeah, definitely something that we do ask ourselves over here. Radioddity, Radio Oddity. I think it's Radio Oddity. It's got to be, doesn't it? Seriously. Anyway, I don't know how you say that in the comments file, but maybe you can go radio space and then oddity as a full word if you think Radio Oddity. Now, if you think it's Radio Ditty, just put radio, then the word Ditty. So, yeah, in the comments file, please tell me what you think. I'm going to go with Radio Oddity, but my last comment here, love this radio. Very nice radio. All right, 73s, guys. All the best.